Was there a thinking that at the time where this delegates conference held that you were part of, was there a thinking that, look, do we even really need this conference if governance was going on appropriately across the country?
We wouldn't need it if people were happy with the way things go on in this country. But I think that it's important. One of the reasons why I support the conference, even though it doesn't appear as though they will have the final say because of the Constitution. The National Assembly has the final say on whatever we do because of the way that it's constituted right now. But honestly, there are lots and lots of problems. Even at the conference in 2005, we did recognize that unless you solve the issue of the fiscal federalism, the power structure, the zonal arrangements, or the mode of governance, we will not make any progress. It was clear. It was decided there. And we all know that. Nothing has changed from then to now. Nothing.
So what different, if nothing has changed from then to now, especially with fiscal government, fiscal federalism, if nothing has changed from then to now, where are we going?
That is why it is important to talk and agree on what to be done.
But it's the same talk that was talked in 2005.
Yes.
We're going back again to talk.
Well, that's why I say everything depends on how the presidency handles it. Obviously, if President Obasanjo had taken what we did, we would have made a lot of progress now. But the moment it appeared, at the moment the third term agenda collapsed, they threw away the baby with the bathwater. And everything we did came to naught. If you read those reports, excellent reports, a lot of work was done. Granted that their decisions were not reached on a number of issues, but they were compromised again. But those compromises won't take us too far. It only postpones what we're doing.
There are more hurdles. I mean, I get to pick up from what you've said. The conference tailored on ethnic issues, religion, how will it favor a particular group or the other. If at the end of the day, in the issues that they're able to get 75% consensus on, maybe favors a particular group, and then it has to go to the National Assembly, as you say. Now, if the National Assembly, how do you even see it playing out, first of all, with the National Assembly as presently constituted?
Let me be honest with you. National Assembly, from what they've been doing in the last couple of years, trying to amend the Constitution, I think they are really avoiding the main issues. See, if things are done the way they ought to be done, it's going to affect them. And they don't want that. Let me be honest with you. For us to make any progress, we must have electoral reforms, political party reforms, judicial reforms. There are so many issues there that each time they attempt to amend the Constitution, they seem to sidetrack those issues. And honestly, in my personal view, I do not see the National Assembly being able to give us a Constitution that we will have, that will make this country move forward.
So does it mean that the recommendations of this conference may as well be dead on arrival?
Well, if, for example, we get 75% approval of the recommendations, and the president takes the, by way of a bill to National Assembly, I think that a lot of pressures will be brought to bear on the members of the National Assembly so that they can pass it the way it is. Because if it's not done, some people have said that what you really need to do to get this thing done is like a revolution. I'm not calling for a military takeover or anything, but you need a kind of revolution to get these things done. Maybe if it is civilian revolution, if they pass this thing and the National Assembly does nothing, I would expect the populace to rise.
So don't go back to the one you were part of that never saw the light of day.
Yes.
But again, that was the time we had the issue concerning, was it third term?
Yes. On
the agenda, on our Constitution. How was that sorted out?
The third term thing wasn't really sorted out. What had happened was that when there was a proposal that you will now do a 6-year term from the period you were sworn in, or from a certain period. That would have automatically extended the tenure of the president and the governor. Now, there was no agreement on that. In fact, the draft constitution was thrown out. So the conference did not agree on anything about third term. But like I said, at the moment that was thrown out, it became a problem for the conference. In fact, I would tell you that even to get the allowance for the next month was it was delayed because the government didn't like the decision taken. But I was happy. The Judicial and Legal Reforms Committee that took that decision was headed by Judge Bola Ajibola, who was a good friend, or is a good friend of the then president. So you could see that that committee looked at these things the way it was, what they thought would be beneficial to the entire country. Otherwise, for somebody who was the president's close friend to have sat where that decision was taken, I'm sure maybe they didn't expect that it would be thrown out, but it was.
Would you want to share with us how delegates were selected for that particular conference?
Oh, yes. It's something similar to what has happened now. Then the states, again, where each state brought in 6 candidates or 6 delegates. For example, I'm from Anambra State. The 3 senatorial districts got 2 delegates, 3 delegates each. So in the entire, that place, so 3 times the number there. Now, the traditional rulers, just like they've done now, they selected 1 per zone. Then the labor, the media, and other professional bodies. That's how they consider. Of course, the federal government nominated quite a number of delegates. And the problem always people complain about is when you nominate these candidates or these delegates, maybe they accuse you of nominating those who will go there and promote your own cause or your own ideas. But I think from the list I have seen so far, or the list that has come out, I agree that there are a number of them who maybe are too old to be there. I'm not saying that older people should not go. But, you know, I would have liked a station where you had a couple more of younger people, because we're now thinking of the future. Most of them who are there already are quite old. I'm
amazed you're saying this, because a lot of people your age wouldn't say they want to see older people. I think you're the second after Professor Ben Nwabweze, and just a few Nigerians had actually advocated for more younger persons to be in that particular conference. Why do you say so, and where does your belief and faith hinge on this particular suggestion?
Because, you know, we're now dealing with looking at the future, how this country will run in the next couple of years. For the older ones, I think they've had their time. Their experience is important, very important. But you cannot populate the conference with more older people than the younger people. Because don't forget that we are no longer in the analog age. Technology has come in. Things are done differently these days. I'm not saying that the young people are the best, because I mean, sometimes talk about young people. There are many young people who are more corrupt than the older people. The people that you think that you want to bring to help solve this problem of the country, you find that they are worse than the older people. So, but it's a question of balancing the act. You need both young and the old, but more of younger people to get these things done, because we really must think of 10, 20, 50, 100 years above. We just celebrated the centenary. We're looking at the next 100 years. Most of us will not be there then. So the younger people who will be there, let them look at it and look ahead and see what can be done.
Okay, well, it's on that note we'll have to let it go here. Well, thank you very much indeed for coming on. Zik Obi is a legal practitioner. He was also, as you might have heard, a delegate at that conference which held in 2005. Again, thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
All right, and we'll return after this break. Join us again.